Okay, the second part I wanted to talk about, then we can open it up for questions here. Second part here. There's some now going into this movie that they're making called Asher. And it only leads me to believe or understand one thing. They're hiring Danny Glover, which is really, he's a top Mason. He's been there for a long time, and he's also a part of the Boule. They hired him to play someone who will infiltrate an Israelite group in this movie. And in the movie, they find that these guys are teaching that the children of Israel could possibly be the Negroes in America and abroad, and also the Indians and Aborigines of the indigenous people of Central and South America and the North American Indians. So, but he's being hired to so-called foil a terrorist plot. Let me put this out there. That's some of, let me tell you, that's some of the craziest garbage. If anyone believes that, they're out of here, okay? There's no brothers nowhere planning to blow something up. That's just something the government uses to demonize people and come against them. All right? There's no brother out there. I don't care whether or not I know they're saying some inflammatory things, and they're, you know, they curse sometimes and curse people out, but they would never go as far as to do something like that. But I'll tell you what, you have to realize the government have a lot of people, a lot of them, under mind control. And their recruitment ground is the jails and these psychiatric centers. That's where they recruit people for their mind control to use in certain instances. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are recruiting or actually training a guy with mind control with this Israelite thing. I wouldn't be surprised. And use him to do something, to come against brothers that are teaching the truth. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this. Like I said once before, they used to ignore Israelites and thought that, okay, if we don't say anything about it, it'll go away. You notice that usually if they can debunk something or go against it, they'll invite you on one of the biggest shows, Oprah somewhere or CNN, just to debunk you before the masses, to show that what you're saying holds no water. They'll do it. But they've just ignored Israelites because they don't even want this question to be asked or this topic to be publicized on a mass level. They don't even want the discussion, because suppose these people are Israel. Man, that opened up so many questions. The question it opens up, first of all, is, well, who's these people over there? Who's these Europeans? Who's these people in 1948 that went over into Israel, claimed they fulfilled the prophecies? You're going to find out that the Jewish powers and the Zionists are controlling religion. They've also gave the doctrine of Christianity we see today to Christians. And that's why the Christians say, defend Israel, back Israel. Why? Because these are the people who gave you your religion. These people did not fulfill anything. They're cause, and I'm going to prove it. Not from our mouths, but from the mouths of their professionals, of their authors, of their historians. Now, going back to the point I was making earlier about this movie that's coming out, this movie Asher. You have to realize what they're trying to do with this. They're trying to program into people's mind that there's Israelites out there with the mindset of dealing with terrorist plots against the government. Now, if you ever watch what some of those brothers say, they say, listen, when Christ comes back, he's going to set things straight. He's going to war against the people. He's going to come and stand up for Zion and fight all governments. Okay? Now, the few that are saying that they're going to do something or looking to fight somebody, or listen, I have nothing to do with that. That's on them if they dealing with that spirit. Vengeance is the Lord's. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Brothers have to be wise out there, not to let their overzealousness be used by the devil to come against everybody. So that means, let me tell you, when we was out there speaking, you had the government sending agents and everything up just to come in our face so that we can argue back and forth, and we wouldn't say anything. We would look right at him, and I'm looking right at him. I'm like, man, you was just a guy last week that was dressed in another garment taking pictures, and I seen you out there. And I ain't say nothing, but as soon as I see the same guy, I'm like, man, in my mind, I'm like, he's an agent. I'm like, brothers, don't say nothing. Don't argue with them, because they're looking for a confrontation. So this is what they'll do, man. And some of these people they be sending to these speakings be agents to start confrontation. They want confrontation. This is how they bring the hell against you. They getting these internment camps ready. They getting these institutions ready. They're hiring people to man these FEMA camps. And I'm going to tell you, they're going to be grabbing brothers left and right, because what they're going to put in your mind in these movies, what they're going to put in your minds is that there's a possibility, pre-crime, there's a possibility that blacks, that Israelites might do something to government. You understand? That's what they're putting it out there. And see, they're doing this because they tried ignoring Israelites. It didn't work. Okay? Because the social networks is spreading like wildfire. And now that this is the only thing that makes sense to our people now. Now we understand why we're being oppressed. Now we understand why we were always on the bottom. We now understand. Nothing else made sense. This is the answer to our people, and they know it. So now they have no recourse but to, let's get the camps ready. Let's get the armies. Let's steroid up the cops. Let's get them. Let's find the dumbest people we can know and give them a badge, and get them roided up. Get ready to go after these people, because now they know they're going to start calling on their God. They're going to start coming together, and we are powerless against these people if they come together. Let's hire a good producer. Let's demonize them as soon as possible, because they're the next Al-Qaeda. This is how they're going to do it, brothers and sisters. Listen, this is being recorded. You can download it and hold it. Everything I'm telling you is exactly how it's going to happen. It's going to record it, download it, and hold it. They're going to come against us next, because the fight was against us the whole time. That's their plans when they blew up the World Trade and did everything they did. This was their plan the whole time. They just needed a pretext to change the laws to come after us. This is what it was all about the whole time. Now, again, I have some people now that they can't hide, now that they can't lie anymore, because the proof is that the children of Israel are people of color. We can identify them, and beyond any shadow of a doubt, none of the 12 tribes come from Caucasian origin. None of them. None of them. I need you to get this here. One moment. Go to Psalms 49. Go to Psalms 49. And let's read 11.
Psalms 49 and 11.
Read.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Read.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
And their dwelling places to all generations. Read.
They called their lands after their own name.
They called their lands after their own names. This is what they do. They go steal a land, rename it after some great, they think is a great god, but nothing but a murderer or a top scientist or a killer. And they'll name the land after their own names, and the people they steal on the land or bring to the land they stolen, they rename them and give them a new culture. This is what they do. Christopher Columbus, Jewish. All of them. Americus Vespucci, Jewish, when you do the research. Napoleon, Jewish. Who came up against the Haitians? They Jewish. Napoleon. All these were Jewish people that's hiding behind other names. You notice they change their names all the time. And they have us ignorantly honoring them. Columbus Day, Jewish. When these people are not Jews at all, they're not Israelites at all. There's no scripture in the Bible that tell you that the Israelites would be ruling the earth in the last days. It's nowhere in scripture. It tells you that our people would be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and serve all nations. They would be in captivity, not over the monetary system, not over the banks, not able to influence legislation like your Zionist lobbyists that are influencing the United States to go into more wars. The Israelites would not even have that power at the very end. But we know who would have that power. I need you to go to 2nd Esdras 6, 8, and 9. And I so happen to have two books. Author Kosler, the 13th tribe. And you notice this guy was a top historian for the Zionists until he started telling some truth. As soon as he started telling some truth, he was hiding. He needed diplomatic immunity outside of Israel to stay alive. And eventually they got him when he started telling people who the real Jews were. As long as he followed the narrative or the lie of the Albert Pike, who was a Jewish Satanist who created the KKK, as long as he followed that agenda, that narrative that would keep the slaves asleep and make everyone hold them up as God's people, you're fine. You can get all the money you want. You can get paid. You can be high in society as long as you go along with their lies to destroy Israel. And that's why these rap singers get paid so much, because they're rapping about destroying our culture from the inside. As long as you go along with the narrative and promote their lie, as long as you do it, then you get a little payover. We got another book. Okay? And these are two Europeans, chosen people from the Caucasus. You notice, when we bring out information, we bring the history so that, listen, there's no dispute, there's no question. All right? Because my question is, you show me any place in history where people of color had Caucasian people under the 12 tribes of Israel and made a tribe. Show me which of the tribes was Caucasian. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Ephraim. It was impossible. Dominicans, Ephraim, Simeon, Gad. Don't tell me Ephraim, because Ephraim, listen to this, was born in Egypt under Joseph. And Joseph was second to the throne of the Pharaoh. And Joseph was given an Egyptian wife and had Ephraim and Manasseh. So which of the 12 tribes were Caucasian? None of them. So they are liars. And now that we're figuring this out, now people are coming together. Now we still got a lot of our people calling on Yahweh and all that. But they know the Most High is moving them out of that too, now that the research is out there. So now that we're figuring this out and we're coming to Christ and we understand who have destroyed us the whole time, now they're going to make their war against us open. They're going to come straight out with it now.